With all the latest big talking points, news and discussion from the football world, this is Football Central. And go.
Hello and welcome to Football Central pre-match for Man United v Liverpool in the FA Cup. Yes, this is you are watching the right show. This is not a repeat of last week's show, so if you're getting confused, they are playing twice in a week. But two men alongside me that repeat themselves a lot, and especially the host, Mr. TubeMix, who seems to be on the loop, and seems to repeat himself a lot. So let's hope the game isn't on the loop from last week, because last week was a boring 0-0 draw. So,
come on, Liverpool.
But it is Man United v Liverpool, Ollie versus Clippity Clop, as I now call him. I am Sam Taylor, and joining me today is your host, the very, very distinguishable but slightly repetitive William Radford.
Thank you, Sam.
It's called TubeMix.
Well,
we'll be fine.
Oh well. Sorry, yeah. Anyway, sorry, Will.
No, that's alright.
And also, JLIWheels.
Hello, mate. How's it going? You okay?
It was going good, so I just disclosed Will's name to the whole world. Sorry, Will.
Oh, it's fine. Call me whatever you want, mate.
It's only
right, only two people view this anyway, don't they? Let's be fair.
So, now that I've had a blooper after a good start to my intro, but terrible ending, I think it's time to let the show go from bad to worse by handing over to TubeMix himself.
Thank you very much, Sam. So we start with the team news as we always do. So it's Dean Henderson in goal, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Victor Lindelof comes in for Eric Bailly, with Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw. A midfield two of Paul Pogba and Scott McTominay, Mason Greenwood, Donny van der Beek, Marcus Rashford and Edison Cavani. On the bench is De Gea, Juan Mata, Anthony Martial, Fred, Bruno Fernandes, Daniel James, Alex Tellers, Nemanja Matic and Axel Tuanzebe. For Liverpool, it's Alisson in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Rhys Williams with Fabinho make up the central defence with Andy Robertson. It's a midfield trio of James Milner, Thiago and Gini Wijnaldum. And it's a trio of Salah, Firmino and Curtis Jones. On the bench is Mane, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Minamino, Tsimikas. I think that's how you pronounce his name, but I don't know.
Close enough.
That's good for me then. Shaqiri, Origi, Nat Phillips, Kelleher.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good for me. And Nico Williams. And that concludes your team news.
Two very strong teams, I think.
Yeah, very interesting. Yeah. No Bruno Fernandes.
Well, it's weird because he played Mane and he left out Salah the other day, didn't he? Well,
yeah, do you know what? I think Curtis Jones on the wing is obviously interesting.
Yeah,
But I just
rather
wanna
than in
point
central
something out
midfield,
very
yeah.
quickly, because I've seen everybody saying about, oh, how good Fabinho is at centre-back. These people don't realise that Fabinho started out as a centre-back and moved into centre defensive midfield.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, very strong, both teams. Interested to see how Henderson does against the bigger team. And, you know, it's been a great FA Cup weekend, I feel.
It has, yeah, some
I've
good games.
I've enjoyed all the football that's been on. I'm sure we're going to talk about Cheltenham and Man City in a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe post-match.
Excuse me.
And Chorley manager, who Chorley lost 1-0 to Wolves, but I watched the game, and Chorley manager came off at the end and said he was disappointed, and that the lads were disappointed because they played so well, and they had more shots than Wolves in that game. So, yeah. And as for Cheltenham, when I watched that game, Ben Tozer's throw or Rory Delap's throw to get the debate started.
Oh, interesting. Tozer's throw was much better than expected. But it's got to be Delap, hasn't it? Because Delap was always insanely accurate. Always put it right into the danger zone. Whereas I think there were times last night where Tozer's throws were thrown away. Was sort of just cleared away. Thrown away. Sorry, no, wrong choice of words. Were just, you know, sort of shepherded away very easily.
They're like missiles, they're like javelins, aren't they?
Yeah, I've got to admit, I do love a good throw, a good long throw. If you remember, Sam, when we were in school, that was always my signature for football, was a good long throw. Whenever we, you know, the way that we used to play, whenever we used to play football when we were kids, I always liked a good long throw.
Just a shame about our kicking, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's why we were always a goal.
Yeah.
To be fair,
you were good. You were good in goal.
No, that's because I spent a good number of years having my little cousin who like wants to be a footballer just pelt shots at me.
Oh.
My poor goalkeeping.
Special guest.
Oh right, that's Marcus calling.
You'll call him in a bit.
Sit. Well, see if he wants to join.
Oh right, okay, yeah. Hi.
Hello, Will.
Hi, Marcus. You alright, mate?
Well,
Yes.
I have good news for you.
Oh, what's that?
The problem is, did you see, Arsenal and Piers Morgan was swearing on Twitter last night?
Was it no change there then?
You know why? Because Arsenal got knocked out of the FA Cup.
Well, yes, they were very, very poor. Yes.
It was a study. You know how we were saying about the NHS and they stopped things?
Okay, yeah, go on.
Did you see the report done by ITV's Lorraine Kelly on Tuesday, where they sent former Corey star Kane Midland to
Oh, what surprise you're on about that?
No. Where to investigate how many missed non-COVID appointments had been missed.
Yeah, we're sort of, you know.
600,000.
Right, yes.
600,000 had been missed, thanks to the NHS panicking and saying they had been overwhelmed, and many GP surgeries had been closed.
Yes.
It's not. What are you laughing at?
You, because you're...
Welcome to the football show.
What are you laughing at? The fact that people are now going to die because of.
Right.
I just thought I would let you know that information because
Right,
it's
thank
an
you.
important
Marcus.
investigation.
Right, yes.
You can find it on YouTube if you want.
No, I won't be watching it on YouTube, but thank you for the...
It's a damning report, it's a shocking report, and the NHS need to be found out about this. And senior doctors today have told NHS staff to stop telling the public that they are murderers because it's actually putting them off complying with the rules.
Right, okay.
This is
Right.
our good friend Marcus, who's
This is usually this time.
Don't ask me why, Will.
This is one of the reasons.
Well,
Yes.
Oh
so
my
what do you
God.
think's going to happen?
You can hear.
I mean,
do you know what? You can hear.
if good news from Israel and the US. It does look like preliminary data looks like it
I'm just
stops
watching it now.
transmission
Right, okay.
of the vaccine. Don't listen to Public Health England because they're gonna get they should get disbanded and they've decided the rest of the world are stupid.
Right, I tell you what, Marcus, I'll call you back later, mate.
Okay, after we beat you or after you beat us, I know.
Yes, who knows? Oh, Marcus, just before I go, what do you think's gonna happen? What's your prediction?
I don't know because you are back at the top of the Premier League and you've got Wayne Rooney now rubbing it in on you.
He's Derby manager.
Yes, and he's quit football now, playing.
Yes, I know, yes.
Well, he hasn't done well at Derby, so
Well, hold on, it's still
He's done
early
brilliantly
days.
at
he
Derby.
got knocked out of the FA Cup to Charlie,
But...
which then got accused of breaching social distancing rules, even though their dressing
I think
rooms
it's
can't
time
do
for a
social
pump.
distance.
We'll be
Right.
back after the break.
See you later, Will.
Okay, alright, I'll speak to you later, Marcus.
Like the LeBron.
See you, Marcus.
See ya.
What did you say?
I was just saying, I was just saying I'll call you back later, Marcus.
Will, that was a travesty. Why did you answer that?
Sorry.
No,
I would,
no. Well, it was fine until you should have just said, "Do you want to join the football show?" And if not, can I ring you back later?
Oh, yes.
Go
Sorry. Right. Anyway.
Oh,
How much more of this have I got to enjoy?
Let's get back to the football show. So, how do
It'll be
you
over soon, Sammy Kins.
how do you boys think the game will go then? Where can the game be won and lost?
Always, I think, with Manchester United's defence, in defence for them. I think we've seen with Liverpool, if their front three aren't playing, then they don't play. So for them, it has to be up front. But for United, it's in defence.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah,
That's pretty obvious.
Sorry.
That's pretty obvious analysis, I know, but with the way that these teams are differing in fortunes at the moment, I'll continue to stick by what I'm saying and say, look, if a good team puts a little bit of pressure on United, they'll crumble. However, for United, the good thing is that Liverpool just aren't firing up front.
No.
So it could be a good night for United, but then again, I also see it ending as a 0-0 and going to extra time and then pens.
Yeah,
And, if you're asking me to settle it on pens, I'd probably go with, man for man, I'd probably go with United.
I think you're right. It's going to be how well we defend and how well Liverpool attack. And if both do well, then there's only really one part that can do well. Either Liverpool's attack will get on top or our defence, and then because I think we've got enough going the other way, and Liverpool have obviously got one of the best strike forces we've seen in the Premier League, but they have been misfiring. I know Curtis Jones has come in as is not really a member of the formidable front three, but they are struggling for goals. So
It's an interesting in playing as a winger, isn't it?
I think defence,
Yeah.
but also attack. Or Man United's defence will be key, but also how Liverpool attack. I'm a bit worried today for United because I think Liverpool are a wounded animal, and when you're a wounded animal, a good side like they are, I think they could wipe the floor with us today.
It's a good thing, it's a good thing to mention as well, Sam, because just to go back to Will's point as well, just quickly, because I think this adds to what I'm going to say. Will was going on about Curtis Jones playing as a winger. His passing ability and his delivery and his touch on the ball is very, very good for a youngster. And I think that, changing it up, going to United seeing the team sheet, seeing no Mane, it could be one of those where United think in that area of the pitch they might have the advantage. But we've seen with Curtis Jones, he in terms of a midfielder, he's very good box to box. So it could be a masterstroke from Jurgen Klopp. Could also absolutely fail.
Yeah, well, it's going to be an interesting one, isn't it?
And Nico Williams playing at the back, I would play on him. I know he's a good defender, but
it's Rhys Williams, isn't it?
Yeah, Rhys Williams. Nico's on the bench.
Oh, right. Well, right. Okay. Well, whoever.
No, I agree with that too. I think that's a good weak point, but I think in Fabinho, you've got the sort of the perfect covering defender because he is a CDM, and then a CDM's main role within the team, especially the way that Fabinho does it, is to act as a screen for the back four. So it could be that if Williams pulled out of position, with his awareness and his strength in the tackle, it's the perfect partner for him. So we'll see. It's interesting. This is one that I personally find very hard to call where it's going to go.
Yeah, but it could be Nico time if Nico Williams comes on.
Nico Time, I like that. That is classic. You've just recovered your credibility there.
Well, because the guy called Nico, the singer.
When we very first came on this call, I was in a fantastic mood. You asked me how I was doing. I said I was doing perfectly fine because I'm in a great mood, and that's just killed my mood. Thank you. I'm gonna go and hang myself.
What, my joke?
Yeah. It was that bad.
Well,
yes.
I completely disagree. I think that's the best joke we've ever come up with on this show.
Sam has also spent his entire life using cheesy lines like that, so I mean,
So, should we talk about Chelsea v Luton then?
Yeah. I think obviously it's worth talking about.
Go on, Mr. Chelsea fan. You take the lead on this time.
Okay. Well, to be fair, I woke up at about 12:10. I missed the first goal, but I saw the second one. But typical Chelsea performance. All the movement, all the flair, all the stability defensively, but no end product. Good for Abraham to get a hat trick.
Yeah, good for him.
When you think of the chances that Chelsea had, it could have been 6, 7, 8, 9. But then again, it feels like we're saying that every week when they're getting beaten.
It's like, we're still alive.
We're still saying all the same things Like, they get beat, but they have the chances. They have better chances than the opposition score. And I think, obviously, Sam, you said it to me earlier about Timo Werner. I think it was the icing on the cake that when he had that penalty, obviously, Simon Sluga saved it. Now, don't get me wrong, Luton played a good game. They're obviously really well managed under Nathan Jones. Nathan Jones suits Luton to the ground. He's done very well there in the Premier League. Got some great players, the likes of Lester Loney, Keenan Dewsbury Hall, and Pelly Rudicampanzu, players like that really can provide some dangerous crosses in for like James Collins up front.
I love the name.
Which one, Rudicampanzu or Dewsbury Hall? I think they were both quite good names.
No, Rudicampanzu.
Dewsbury Hall sounds like a stately home.
I think, and this is to go off topic a bit, but I think if Dewsbury Hall carries on as well as he has done at Luton, I think he will be in the Leicester first team next season. Because he...
Go
on. I was just going to say... I'll finish my point. Because he looks like the real deal of a player. He's very similar in style to James Maddison, but with all the rumours about Maddison, with all the rumours about Maddison leaving, Dewsbury could fit in that team.
There's no way Maddison.
Really well if Maddison does leave.
Especially if they get a top 4.
Did you get my joke, boys? Did you?
If they get top 4, he won't. No, to be honest, I wasn't listening.
Alright, because you said he's the real deal, so I said get Dickinson onto him then.
No, right, Jesus Christ. Oh. Well, at least we had a nice little break in the middle while you were talking to Marcus, eh?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I just thought it would be quite funny to have Marcus on. It always is.
Yeah, but he's on about the NHS killing people.
Oh. Oh well.
You can't have that in the middle of a pandemic.
Oh no. Oh well.
Did you see, just quickly, did you see what Ozil said when he got unveiled by Fenerbahce?
Yeah, I've seen it. It's like he's wrote he could write a book with what he's put on Twitter.
He'll be taking on Dostoevsky, won't he, for War and Peace 2?
Yeah, that's what I saw on the BBC Sport website.
Basically, the main thing that he said is like he'll be a gooner for life, which I like because I can already see that because obviously all this crap's gone on, but even when it came out he was signing for Fenerbahce, he posted on social media that he was watching the Gunners and he said whether I'm here or not I'll always support you and stuff like that. And I don't know about Mesut Ozil. I think he did well and he did very well. I think he came to Arsenal as one of the best midfielders in world football.
Yes.
Will, you won't know because you were out of football by then.
Well,
his years, but he was fantastic.
Did you watch the World Cup of 2010 when England played Germany in Bloemfontein?
2010? Oh no! If I did, it would have been because it would be just on the TV.
Frank Lampard had that goal disallowed. It was a goal that was over the line.
If I did,
I watched that, and I didn't like football at that point.
Well,
if I did, mate, it wouldn't have been because I'd really want to watch it. It's because it just would have been on, and it's TV.
Well, the only reason I brought it up was because Mesut Ozil was the best player on the pitch that day, and he was only young.
But
Jeez.
Ozil was good for me when he formed a great partnership with Alexis Sanchez at Arsenal.
I think he underachieved at Arsenal.
I don't really see. I don't see that. You're on about Ozil and Sanchez, but that's not what I remember. Ozil at his best at Arsenal was his first 2 seasons, really. Then he always kind of seemed like a bit part player, but whenever he did get in the team, I think he showed how good he was. Like you, Sam, I remember the World Cup in 2010. I remember, watching Real Madrid in the Champions League and seeing Ozil, and he's just a phenomenal player. And he comes to Arsenal for those first couple of years and did the exact same thing, if not even better. And the excitement was real for him to be there, and we understand that.
I think the thing with sorry boys.
Go on, man.
I think the thing with Ozil saying, like he watching the Gunners, I think it's a publicity stunt. I think.
Yeah, but then again, Will, you do think the worst of every footballer going.
Well,
any time to pull a footballer down, you will always go on to the negative side.
Well, look, I just like the Gunnosaurus, offering to pay him. That was him trying to salvage himself, to the Arsenal fans, and I just think he's.
But
I just think that, again, that's what
he's just left. He got nothing to prove.
Well, no.
At the end of the day, though, we all knew he was going to leave. We all knew he was going to leave come this window.
Well,
So,
I was
he had
actually
no
surprised
reason to
because
do that.
Ozil and his
I think it was
agent.
just a genuinely nice thing to do.
But I was actually surprised because I thought Ozil and his agent said no, he'll be staying until the summer at least. So actually, it's a surprise when it did come out that that he was going to Fenerbahce, that they managed to come to some settlement, because Ozil seems pretty, like, no, I'm staying here and give me the rest of my money.
He's Turkish German, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Part German, part Turkish. So I think and that was one of the things that sort of fell him out with. Yeah, and I think that's the thing with Turkey. With Turkey, you support Galatasaray, or you support Besiktas, or you support Fenerbahce, or you support
cranberry sauce.
Trabzonspor, right? Oh Christ!
Sorry.
But like, at the end of the day, him going to Turkey, because he's quite a social media person, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
I've heard stories about, and I've told you guys about stories about Kevin Campbell at Trabzonspor 20 years earlier. He's going to go over there and become an absolute superstar, and I think that's probably exactly what he needs, because he's still got that ability to do really well there.
What did he actually say? Else did he say he was unveiling then?
All I've seen is that he said that he will be a gunner forever, which is not. There's not. I don't know. I think it's sincere because he doesn't owe Arsenal fans anything. No footballer ever owes the fans anything if they leave. If they leave because they want to, that's their choice. If they leave because they're unhappy, that's their choice. If they leave because the manager doesn't want them, that's their choice. Football is all about choices. You don't owe fans anything.
Unless they get sold to say that if the club's in financial difficulties.
Yeah, and that I'll tell you when that happened. Dean Windass, when he was at Hull, got sold the first time, or wherever it was that he was, Bradford, whatever, I don't remember. Got sold to Aberdeen, and he didn't want to leave until he found out that if he didn't sell them within the next week, they'd have to wind the club down. So he left to save that club. I think it was.
Cole was the same, wasn't he? Joe Cole was the same. He didn't want to leave West Ham.
Yeah, it's interesting with football. I think obviously we know as well that Arsenal are likely to sign Martin Ødegaard. We saw last season he was at Sociedad and played fantastically. Great little player, still really young. Remember him playing in the Norwegian division at 15 and signing for Real Madrid when he was 16. And it's never really worked for him. Started to work more for him now. Will probably come in and do a good job at Arsenal, I feel. Did you see?
They need to get. I don't like Zidane. I don't like the way he handles play.
What a player though.
Yeah, but he seems very obnoxious to me. Very cold, very mechanical.
Say what you want about Zinedine Zidane. What a player. And that volley against Bayer Leverkusen in the Champions League final.
I'm not doubting that he was an incredible player, one of the best ever. And he's a good manager. Look at the things he's won. I just think he's not. I think he believes his own hype. I just think he's not very likable. I get the sense he's not very likable.
Yeah, he doesn't come across very well, does he?
No, he comes across a bit cold.
Whereas I think that's the thing. That's the thing, especially in modern football. It's less about, like when the Premier League first started, you had your characters, your Kevin Keegans, your big Rons and managers like that. But there are also managers that, did what they had to do and went. Whereas now, a lot of the modern managers have to be very, very good with the media.
Yes.
And very good with their players as well. I really like that managers are a lot more frank and to the point. Steve Bruce is always quite like that. Arteta has been like that. Frank Lampard's been like that. That's one of my problems with Ollie. Is like throughout all the bad spell, they were doing bad, but he was still, I feel like he wasn't willing to sort of accept the accountability and stuff. And then they'd get one win and he'd be like, oh, the season starts here, and then they'd lose the next game and he'd just make himself look like a dick.
I think one good point on that is that there's far more media than there since the 80s onwards than there was, as in obviously it's getting more and more, but since the beginning of the late 90s, early 2000s, the game's changed so much because of the media. There wasn't, before the 2000s.
Here come the teams.
Before the 2000s, there wasn't media like there is media now.
No.
So you weren't in the public eye as much. You might do one interview for the local newspaper before that. All this with press conferences and media and unveiling and all this.
I agree.
Football's 24/7. You look at Sky Sports and you look at Sky Sports news now. There was nothing like that. If you go back to the 70s or before, or the 80s even.
There was only grandstand on the.
But before that, it would just be like, oh, you get one report of maybe the news about the sports section, and it'd be like.
But I think it's also because there is always a football match being played somewhere. If you're awake at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning, you go on the iPlayer. They've got the Copa Libertadores,
So
the South
global.
American champions.
It's global.
They've got They've
That's
got
because
the South
media-
American Champions League playing.
Yeah,
now.
that's because media's opened it up. You know, before in like the 60s, before that, it was the Italian league and our league that people used to watch. Now, people watch any league. You know, it's the same with tennis. Like when Fred Perry won Wimbledon, it'd just be like, oh, this is Fred. Oh, he served for the match. Oh, Fred's won the championship. Well done, Fred. Where now it's like a massive hoo-ha, and it's the same. It's the same. And they're in the subject. They've not just got the newspaper anymore. They've got TV and the media, and there's no hiding place. But football,
I still can't get
sports
over. Sorry,
people
just to interrupt. I still can't get over seeing Cavani in a United shirt.
What's wrong with that?
No, it just. Do you know, like, on FIFA, like, I always used to do it all the time. Not so much now because I don't really play FIFA anymore. But years and years ago when I was younger, on FIFA, I would always be like a Man City and sign like Lionel Messi, or I'd be like Chelsea and sign Ronaldo. Players like that, Cavani, or have like Higuain up front with like a 97 rated Balotelli and stuff like that. And it
How
just
did you
feels
get
like one of those
Balotelli?
transfers.
How did you get Balotelli?
Yeah, I know that now. Cavani obviously is older. I think. I don't think he's played as much as people expected him to do, but he's still shown that he's got an eye for a goal. And I just think it's amazing that one of other than Ronaldo and Messi, you're looking at like Ibrahimovic, Cavani,
In that
Lewandowski,
next group,
the best strikers going. Look at Ibrahimovic. He's 39, and he's scored something like 12 goals in 8 games for Milan.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. And
He
the
said
quality.
this week he said he wants to go to his 50. Probably.
The quality of the top 5 leagues as well. If anything, is going up a level.
Apart from the France league.
Apart from the French league. Oh, sorry. But yeah, apart from the French league, the top 5 leagues are going up a level. You look at La Liga, and then it's not just Barcelona and Real Madrid.
No.
You look at Serie A, and it's not just Juventus at the top. Although
Even the
Milan,
Premier League.
yeah, Milan were battered by Atalanta, and Inter Milan drew 0-0, so it does open it up for Juventus a little bit. But I think if
And
Juventus
Rangers are
won it
doing
this
well in the
year-
Scottish Premiership.
If Juventus won it this year, I'd be happy for them to win it because they've had to earn it and show that they've deserved it.
Is
If
that
they won.
Andre Pirlo still in the
Yes, he's still
Yeah,
there.
he
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Is he doing better now?
I think it's sort of leveled out a little bit. They don't win every game, but they don't lose as many as they did at the start.
What a player. One of my favourites.
Yeah, I especially the thing is, and it's bad to say because it was the twilight of his career, but especially his Juventus years.
Yeah. Would you rather have Liverpool or any chip?
They are so in. They might score it. Yeah. It's
And I mean,
Ooh.
would you have Zinedine Zidane at his best or Andre Pirlo at his best?
They play in different positions, so that's very difficult, isn't it? That's like saying Zidane or Kaká, isn't it? Like they play in the same position, but they were good for different reasons. I think obviously the Pirlo we saw in Serie A is different. So from that point, then I would look at what the players were like when they played in respective leagues. Like the Juventus that Zidane played in had the likes of Del Piero and Baggio and players like that. whereas the Juventus that Pirlo played in was also a much more modernised game with players that weren't actually that great. I mean, you look at it, they're like Giovinco and Asamoah on the wings, whereas now Juventus have kind of turned into, only over the last couple of years, a super team, because they've got rid of a lot of those good players, but not great players, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Whereas now,
go on. Sorry.
Well, I said, whereas now you look at it, and they've got Chiellini and one of the most exciting young players in Demiral at the back and in midfield, and they've got a really well balanced team. And then you've got like Chiesa and Dybala and Ronaldo. So they're a really fantastic team. I know what you're going to say. You're probably going to say you're mindful that the game has started. But I do enjoy conversations like this when we do dive deeper into all the stuff.
Me too, and it looks a very open game to start with, so yes.
Yeah. You're not going to get to see it, are you, Will, unless you go downstairs?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, so shall we
drive it home?
Shall we wrap this up then, boys?
Right, I'll do my driving home then.
Okay, yeah.
Right, that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I've enjoyed it. We talked about a number of different things. I always like when we do that. We don't like that though. We're not getting into conspiracy theories with Marcus. Maybe that can be another new series that you do, Will, once this is over. My thanks to Mr. TubeMix as well as Sammy T. Always a pleasure to spend time with you. Never a chore.
Same God be said about you, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's a shame that the same can't be said about you, Will, but you try your best and that's fine. We'll be back for post-match, I hope, so we can have sort of a more in-depth conversation about a load of different things going on, because there is lots going on at the minute.
I can't do it.
Disappointing. If you want to, Will, I'm still up for it, but I have got some things to do, so it's up to you what you want to do.
Well, yeah, I'd like to do post-match, yeah. If
I could see whether Alex.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, that'd be good, obviously, if he could.
If you like.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
But I'd definitely like to do post-match, yeah.
Alright then, so that's the end of the video. If you did enjoy it.
Hello?
George, still there?
Well, anyway, he's gone, so I will do it. If you'd like to,
hang on, he's back.
Share, like, comment and subscribe to the TubeMix channel.
Sorry, my internet just died, sorry.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
And from all of us, thanks very much. Enjoy the game and goodbye.
Stay safe. We're nearly there. Pro vaccine. We're not against the NHS. Pro vaccine. Cavani is in. Oh, he was in. Oh dear. Anyway, goodbye.